Alright, what up all? Fly Radio and Podcast Q&A with Cobra Immortal.
Yay! Yay!
And here we go. So, first we're going to play a bit of music from Cobra Immortal.
Alright.
Alright. I'm just making this here. I apologize if I am the little icon that you can see, but it looks very small on my end. That's okay. Anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna go pop up the playlist here of Cobra Immortal. We're gonna start things off with Get Rich.
Alright.
Get money, home, money, home, money, home.
I didn't graduate from college. I'm sitting here counting my dollars.
Oh,
I'm from the streets.
Sorry.
I'm a street scholar. Money over
I knew that was gonna
everything,
happen.
my alma mater.
Probably.
You might see me pull up in a Ferrari.
There we go.
Looking at you busters like I'm sorry. All white fit in Versace. Your girl looking at me like she want me. California Kush is what I'm blowing. Big faces, what I'm floating. Doing 90 miles an hour on the shoulder. I'ma get this money till it's over. Every day that I wake up, money's on my mind. Counting hundreds after hundreds, and I wanna do it right. I'd rather chase this paper than chase after chicks. All I wanna do, big dog, is get my money and get rich. I'ma 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 get rich. It's like money over everything. I'ma get my money in all ways. Fill my pockets up like a gas tank. No time card, no chump change. Diamonds all in my bezel. Rich hustles on my level. I'ma get this money to my detriment. Send back counting dead president. I only want the finer things. Fancy cars and diamond rings. No paycheck to paycheck. Not the life of me, no allegiance. Being broke's not an option. Working for the pale man's no profit. Now you looking mad cause you ain't got no scrap. Now you gotta wait a week just to recomp it back. I'd rather hustle than struggle and go back to the trap. Money, such a wonderful feeling. When you counting hundreds to the ceiling. Every day that I wake up, money's on my mind. Counting hundreds after hundreds, and I wanna do it right. I'd rather chase this paper than chase after chicks. All I wanna do, big dog, is get my money and get rich. I'ma 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 get this paper till I get it up. I want $1 million, but it's not enough. Get this money, that's what I'm gonna do. Luxurious trips back to Cancun. No time clock, I'm my own boss. All white Lamborghini like little flaws. Mean coats, fancy cars. My name in lights cause you know I'm a star. The women love me, the haters hate. $1 million mansions with electronic games. Get money, I'ma get dough. Get cash, I'ma steal the show. Every day that I wake up, money's on my mind. Counting hundreds after hundreds, and I wanna do it right. I'd rather chase this paper than chase after chicks. All I wanna do, big dog, is get my money and get rich. I'ma 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 get rich.
Alrighty. How you doing, Cobra Immortal?
I'm doing fine, sir. What's going on?
Well, you know what's going on. Got to get some people in this live so we can get some questions going on.
Right. Yeah, tell them come on through.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to share the live on my other computer over here.
We definitely live on a Friday. You heard me?
This is Fly Radio and Podcast, FRP, with your host, Float Flyer, Cobra Immortal, in the building.
Yeah, hey. What's up? What's happening? What it do?
We did an interview last night. You can check that out tonight on YouTube when it will be posted. I will really let you know because I will be hitting every single channel that I have for my radio and podcast show.
Right.
You will know. Alright. I can't really invite people, Cobra, because it's hard to do it on a small device, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Can you invite some people, possibly? Or no?
Probably not from this doing it through Skype.
Okay. Alright. We'll figure this out.
But it's definitely part two of from a follow up from last night with the
sure
interview.
Yes, for sure. Alright. Well, I shared it to the most places I can share it to, so I've done what I can.
Right.
Alrighty. See if I can invite some people over here. This will be on YouTube all. And this is a special podcast tonight. This is not a typical interview. This is a Q&A. This gives you guys, the viewers, a chance to ask any question you want to Cobra Immortal.
Yes, sir.
Instead of me, the host, drowning him as with questions. Or not drowning you, but you know what I mean. You get a lot of questions asked by the host. Now it's someone else's turn.
Yeah, come on through.
All right. Shoutouts to Dots Live Radio, live right now on Facebook.
Right. What it do? What's happening?
So we're just going to continue this little part we got going here until people show up, then the questions can be asked.
Right, that's what's up.
So next we're going to go Rise to Power.
Rise to power. That's what it is. CI in the building, you heard me?
For sure. Here we go.
Yeah. Cobra Immortal. That's right. Rise to power, man. Y'all niggas look like some pussies, nigga. The motherfuckers can't fuck with me. No way. Yeah. That's right. You can't stop my hustle, can't stop my shine. Work hard every day and I stay up on my grind. Every minute by the minute, every hour by the hour. Game time, no game night, homie, it's my rise to power. You can't stop my hustle, can't stop my shine. Work hard every day and I stay up on my grind. Every minute by the minute, every hour by the hour. Game time, no game night, homie, it's my rise to power. I maneuver my foes. I tricked all you tricks. I smarted them and I passed them up, and I'm real clever, I'm slick. You can't outshine this master. I put no trust in nobody, dog. Fake friends turn to enemies, I use them so strategically. My intentions are interventions, concealed through these scriptures. I speak less, do more actions, my words are adventures. I protect my reputation, I guard it with my life. I stay focused, keep an open mind, and always do what's right. My enemies, they come to me, bait them in like a fish hook. Obviously, that was taught to me when I researched the power books. To my enemies, no honesty, no generosity, follow me. Disarm my victims, that's how I'm gonna get them. Can't stop my hustle, can't stop my shine. Work hard every day, and I stay up on my grind. Every minute by the minute, every hour by the hour. Game time, no game night, homie, it's my rise about. You can't stop my hustle, can't stop my shine. Work hard every day, and I stay up on my grind. Every minute by the minute, every hour by the hour. Game time, no game night, homie, it's my rise about. My detriment's impervious, I'm similar to Copernicus. You rappers are gonna get hurt with this. Wrecking you with every verse I spit, I execute and I retribute. Under this code and this oath I salute. Transfer your weakness, my power and strength. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm selected, close compute. No one will pay attention to you. You can't deny I'm glorious. I'm hard, my metamorphosis. You rappers aren't notorious. You're gonna be dead when the mortis hits. You'll be burning torch with this. Crush you out like a crucifix. The terror, the pain that I inflict. I'm the supreme lord in this bitch. Everybody wants a deal, but they don't work hard for the meal. People try to stop me, but you niggas can't fuck with me. Rappers tend to be gangsters, but they really look like drag. Can't stop my hustle, can't stop my shine. Work hard every day, and I stay up on my grind. Every minute by the minute, every hour by the hour. Game time, no game night, homie, it's my rise about. You can't stop my hustle, can't stop my shine. Work hard every day, and I stay up on my grind. Every minute by the minute, every hour by the hour. Game time, no game night, homie, it's my rise about.
Alright, we seem to be getting some people in here. Good. Alright. Share the live, all, please.
What's happening?
Who do we got in here? Alright. Let me just check here. We got DJ Donnie B, Taryn Gibson, John, Izzy. How you all doing tonight? This is a Fly Radio and Podcast Q&A with Cobra Immortal.
Yay! What's up, FRP? Canada, greetings from the United States. What's poppin'?
So, how this is going to work, guys, is anybody who, in the comments who wishes to ask a question to our guest here, Cobra Immortal, please put it in the comments. I will read it off to him, and then he will answer it. And that is how this will go.
Absolutely. FRP in the building, what's up? Shout out to everybody tuning in, man.
Alright, so does anybody want to start the ball rolling?
Q&A. Boy, CI, what's up? What's happening, everybody? Salute to everybody tuning in, you feel me?
Hello, Miss Priz. Glad to see you tuned in. Do you have a question for Cobra Immortal?
Yo, salute.
Like I said, guys, I'm not playing the question game today. Not happening. I did that yesterday.
Right. We had one interview, so we're following up with this one.
And like I said, this is very different than a typical interview. Because you, as the listeners, get a chance to pop the question. T. U. V. W. X. Just inviting some more people to this live.
All right, all right.
X, Y. Z. All right. Here we go. Okay. Thank you very much, Cam Douglas. I will not be playing much music from other people's music today. Like I said, this is a Q&A with Cobra Immortal. But, for sure, I will play that song once... Tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow night I will be playing anybody's music. So please send in your music. I will be posting a playlist to our comment spot on my page to let everybody post their music, links, and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely tune in tomorrow night. FRP Radio, you heard me?
And also, now that we have those housekeeping things underway, next song by Cobra Immortal is Keep It Groovy.
We keep it groovy, shawty. We keep it groovy, shawty. Yeah.
Here we go.
That's one of the jams.
Alright. Oh. Nope. Alright. Here we go.
Keep it groovin', shout it. We 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 keep it groovy, shout it. With my dogs, I'm peppin' out up in the club. Armani chest out, yeah, you know we how we bug. Ayy, we keep it groovy, shout it. 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 Blowing on that ounce of blowing paper and gas. Are we getting money, chopping champagne on that ass? Hey, we keep it groovy, shout it. 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 I keep it groovy, shout it. And like I'm coming from A, I'm doing all my bling and blowing gas. I'm right back, you stay. I bone a Mustang 87 cut out with Reap. When I step into the club, all the eyes is on me. I keep it groovy, shout it. With the chains on my feet, and then she's looking at it. I think she wanna get me, and then we do it about it. She sing it always on me. It's like a Mardi Gras party, and you know it's on me. Hey, we keep it groovy, shout it. We keep it groovy, shout it. We keep it groovy, shout it. Whoa, whoa. We keep it groovy, shout it. With my dogs up in the club, when we stepping on out. Armani things, Spanish champagne, and what we about. We keep it groovy, shout it. 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 I bring your girlfriend close to me, she liking what in the sea. She knows I'm ballin', poppin' bottles, shit, you know it's on me. And we keep it groovy, shout it. 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 My city know I keep it groovy. I know it on that movie. I keep these things up on my hip, but shots up like a Uzi. Anybody out at me, keep her with it, this jacuzzi. With it like swimming pools like Kendrick, then I'm gonna hit it. Especially I'm gonna hit it. They really don't know how to quit it. Tell your girlfriend that they're gonna get it. And she know that I know she wanna hit it. I keep it groovy, shout it. And to the day and the night. And yes, she's looking out it. I know she won't lay the pipe. Hey, we keep it groovy, shout it. Hey, we keep it groovy, shout it. We keep it groovy, shout it. We keep it groovy, shout it. Yeah, hey, yeah. We keep it groovy, shout it. We keep it groovy, shout it. West side, you eating groovy, shout it.
All right.
We keep it groovy, shout it. We keep it groovy, shout it. Yo, that one's coming out. That one's gonna be hitting hard. ATL, Stand Up, Atlanta, LA, New York, Canada. It's definitely that one. That one hits, boy. It's gonna hit hard. We keep it groovy, shout it.
All right.
You dig?
Yes, sir, man.
What's poppin'? FRP Radio. What's poppin'?
Chilling, man. Playing your music. You know what's up.
Yeah, that's what it do. Much love, fam.
All right. Who's your enemy?
Hit you with the HK top down. Hit you with the HK top down. I set it up. 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 Yeah, hit you with the HK top down. Track me running from the semi-rounds.
What up,
Age out world with your artist. Anything can be a target. I feel good, not your music. Everything you say's a music. I seek revenge and a vengeance, and my enemies no divisions. We put an ambition with the 10-piece. Have you touching on the stomach on the concrete? Your coalition is star food. My attitude is real rude. Black blast sight, no bulletproof. Constituents with dime dudes. Like kung fu. Like barbecue. Revenge on my enemies. Make them bleed to their knees. My sons are ready for war, but you not ready for me. I heard this word on the streets. Said you looking for me. Better think twice, big dog. Cause the set you gon' snake. Now you done made it personal, big homie. You done messed up now. Make a phone call, you disappear. I'm coming through your town. Blood no metaphysics, I'm with it. Keep your eyes open, this business. Take advantage of you if you let them. Your mind is your weapon. Sign a 3-song deal, where to go? Litigation contract, bro. Promises that were spoke. Man, it was full of smoke. They said what you wanna hear. They think that you won't talk back. Dog, I'm gonna make it clear. Everything you do is whack. Be floating like you Frank. With your course up in the ocean. Bro, I'm gonna be point blank. Man, I'm gonna explode ya. Words coming out my head. Like I play from Minnesota. Display my symphony. Like I was Beethoven. Man, fraud or fake. Trying to play me like I'm Sony. Middle finger up to your homies. It's based on a true story. Deep verse, more ill, man. Oh, man, we gonna get slow. Boy, get a shot in your throat. Give it on, damn, you wrote. Ain't hear that from my road. Man, cause you know I'm dope. I see revenge on my enemies. Make them bleed to their knees. My sons are ready for war, but you not ready for me. I heard this word on the streets. Said you looking for me. Better think twice, big dog. Cause the set you gon' see. Yo, what's poppin', bro? You want some? Come get some. I ain't hard to find. D-Verse Productions, Mo Ill, man. Come get us, man. Hey, heard you been talking breezy about a player, you know what I'm saying? Well, peep game, homeboy. I'ma give you something to think about real quick. In this industry, it's like friend or foe. Who's your enemy, though? You gotta expose them, man. And you don't want that. Come holler at me. Man, it's real. Man, it's war. It's enemy of the state, man.
Alright. Thank you for tuning in, Jay Smooth. This is a Q&A with Cobra Immortal. It is a follow-up interview from the interview from last night. Except this time, it is not just what we had last night, which was pretty much audio. I would agree, probably. I don't know about Cobra, but that was more audio than an actual live interview.
Most definitely.
So this time we are doing a Q&A, and you can actually see Cobra Immortal right now.
Yeah, what's up?
But we cannot see your face right now. You're hiding your face.
Oh, okay, let me see. It might be because I'm kind of in not a well-lit area, but we'll get it worked out for sure.
Because right now all we're seeing is...
Yo, can you see me?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Still a little dark on the end, but... And I can't do much on my end, but...
Okay, let me see if I can get some light up in here.
Anyway, what's going on here is, like I said, everybody in this live that's tuned in is free to ask any question they want to know about Cobra Immortal. And Cobra Immortal will answer.
Absolutely.
And whoever wants to start this ball rolling, go ahead. Or you can also, it's not just Cobra Immortal. If you want to ask a question to the host, you are welcome to do that too. This is a Q&A on all angles.
Ask away. Ask away.
Well, maybe I need to break the ice. Alright, I got a question, Cobra.
Yes, sir.
What current projects are you working on right now?
Current projects I'm working on right now, actually I have more than one. The first project that we got coming out in December is called Swag Jackin', the mixtape. And that was co-produced by myself as well as my homeboy C. Roos. Send a special shout out to C. Roos. An excellent producer, mix and mastering engineer. And we got a project coming out, like I said, Swag Jackin', and that's going to be released in December on physical CDs as well as on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, and Apple Music. So we got that coming out in December. And then in 2018, I got several projects coming out. I got the Greatest Hits album coming out, which is kind of like a compilation of songs that I've already released mixed with new songs, because it's kind of like re-releasing the earlier material, releasing that to kind of get the people familiar with who I am. So I'm re-releasing the earlier projects that I had combined with unreleased material, and that's Greatest Hits. I also have my fifth debut album that's released under my label Mo Ill Records, Enemy of the State, which a couple of the songs that you played tonight are some features from the album, Keep It Groovy and Enemies. So those are two songs that's going to be featured on the Enemy of the State album. And I also have my artist, Voice Money. You heard him. He was on Get Rich. And we're going to be working on his album in 2018. We almost got it completed. Now we just got a few more songs to work on it, and then it's off to have it mixed and mastered. So we have a lot of big things, and we're doing big things next year in 2018.
Sounds like it's going to be a big year for you guys.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Alright, so I broke the ice, guys. Now, which one of you guys wants to go first?
Yeah, it's definitely Friday, that's for sure.
See, there's an intimidation here side of this. What to ask?
Yeah.
What about you, Jay Smooth? You got a question? I know you just tuned in. But there's nothing you want to know about Cobra Immortal?
Oh, yeah. CI is definitely in the building. Shout out to everybody tuning in. One love and much love, for sure.
Alright.
That's what it's all about.
Like I said, I already broke the ice. I'm not asking... I'm literally serious, guys. I'm not asking the questions for tonight. Been there, done that. And Cobra knows that for sure because we had a little trouble last night.
Yeah, we did. We had some technical difficulties, but you know we got through it. And like I said, we were determined and we were consistent and persistent on getting that interview done. But we did it and we made it, and so here we are right now.
Yep, and I even lost sleep over it for the next day when I was coming. I had work to do the next day. Training for my job when I get out, when I actually go to work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if nobody's going to ask a question, I'm not going to bother asking another question, so we'll continue on with the music playing for now.
CI. What's happening?
But that literally means though, whilst you're listening to music, maybe try to come up with a question.
Right. It's like I feel like I'm the new kid on the block. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to take a while for people to get familiar, but you know, hopefully by when they hear the music and all of that stuff like that, they'll have some stuff to ask your boy. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what it's all about. We need to hear your music and kind of hear your perspective, because everybody's perspective is different. Alright, so keep this party going. We're going to go with Where Do We Go? Remember, guys, I will be asking later, did you guys come up with any questions? I want to see what questions you guys can come up with.
Where do we go? Where do we go from here? On October 31st, 1976, a star was born out the womb and I was raised in the sticks. I came from abusive household where my pops and mom. As a little boy, wondering when it'll never stop. The look of my mother's face with tears rolling down her cheek, and I know that the Lord has a purpose for me. And as I grew older, I became a lot smarter. I didn't know what was ahead of me as life got harder. Now, can you feel my pain? Can you feel my struggle? Life is like pieces you have to add to the puzzle. Dealing with haters, cooking cops and dope fiends, selling poison to my people, making money from amphetamine. There's no glory in this hopeless life. You can get caught up in the system or you do things right. With racial profiling and these wicked laws, I take the bad with the good. My life is not on pause. My life is crazy. It's filled with pain. It's filled with rage. I lost my homie back in the day. Look what it made. Used to kick it out in front in the summer under the shade. But now I gotta thank you, Lord, for what you made. Hey, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where we leave from here? From here, I know God is watching, sending His blessings, visions out of heaven's clear. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where we leave from here? From here, I know God is watching, sending His blessings, visions out of heaven's clear. My life's never been so easy. I sit back and ask myself why. Yeah, I'm still searching for the answer. What did I do to deserve it? I guess nothing really mattered. Dear Lord, do you hear me? I'm here on earth. I deal with the grief and the pain and all the hurt. When I bury my boy and put him in the dirt, what life is worth? What life is worth on this earth? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where we leave from here? From here. I know God is watching. He's sending His blessings. My visions of heaven's clear. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? Where we leave from here? From here. I know God is watching. He's sending His blessings. My visions of heaven's clear. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go when we leave from here?
Alright, guys. Let's get a conversation going about that song. I got curiosity of what that song is about. Break it down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's definitely a song where, you know, it definitely makes you think about, you know, people that you lost, and, you know, it's like, where do we go from here? I mean, you know, it's got a lot of meanings behind it. It's more of the spiritual side of Cobra Immortal, like, you know, because every artist they all have their own dimensions, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's so many different feelings and emotions into one. And when I wrote that song, I felt like it was meant for somebody, or for people who have lost that special, you know, person in their life. So I feel like, you know, where do we go from here? It's like, you know, we envision in our mind here on earth on how heaven looks, you know. So that's the reason why I came out with that song. It's like, where do we go from here? Because it's like, it makes you think, like, where do we go?
It's very true.
It's definitely a song that you know, that makes you think. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. It's a guarantee. It is a thinking song. Jay Smooth, what's your thoughts on this? What do you think, Cobra? How do you think we're gonna convince this audience to ask a question?
You know what? I say, you know, we just continue, like, you know, what we did last night. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that, you know, since the main emphasis is you know, between me and you, I feel like we just kind of just go with what we did from last night and see how it turns out. And the more people that we get to, you know, turn in, or tune in rather, you know, hopefully we'll get everything turned around. So I feel like the Q&A is like really between us. You know, the dialogue is between us, just like it was last night. You heard me?
Yeah, I know. I was hoping to get the audience point of view, but it seems that I need to be the one asking the questions first before someone picks up comes up with something possibly.
Yes.
All right then. In that lieu, I'm going to play another song, and I'm going to go up to my studio and get my paper that has all the questions from last night, and I'm going to reword them.
All right.
And we'll explore those options again.
In the house.
So yes, this is a Q&A, but it's been turned into basically a live interview with Cobra Immortal.
Yo, what's happening? Salute to everybody that's tuning in. No matter where y'all at in the world, fam. It's all love.
For sure.
No doubt. No doubt.
Alrighty. So, since I seem to have run out of music, I'm going to actually go on his SoundCloud. That happens when you have a few songs on the playlist.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Just let me... Please all share this live. Help get more people into the live.
Yeah, definitely share it. Let them know that you in the session with your boy.
Alright. Okay, I am now signing into my SoundCloud. And gonna play Cobra Immortal featuring Quick Global Massacre. You kite.
Massacre.
You not kite.
Global Massacre from Germany to the USA. Shout out to my boy Power Unicat, Germany. All day, you heard me? From the USA.
Alright. We'll be right back, guys.
It's global massacre. Weil er dich hat, weil er jetzt grad die Lines rauswirft mit Sturmgewehr. Cobra Immortal mit Para am Start, wir zerlegen jetzt alles, kommt auch her. From Germany to the USA. Motherfucker, 6-4 Uni, Katze fickt euch, rennt das Club. Bull Massaker, also was ist los, mein Brother? Macht ein Drive-By aus dem Chevy. Kritische Treffer verletzen euch, American Streets are fucking crazy. Denn ihr seid alles nur Hampelmänner. Rapper wollen hart sein. Para ist und bleibt der High One, nächstes in den Schlag sein. Während ich die Parts schreib, ist deine Bitch am Blasen. Du bist völlig verzweifelt, denn du suchst sie schon seit 5 Tagen. Das ist der Beweis, dass Para undercover bleibt und Schein gemacht von 1 bis 8 und die Pause um 9 wird weitergemacht. Ihr habt alle gedacht, dass ich nichts mehr bringe. Ich spreche die Totenstille, Stepper 2, spürst du, wie ich mit Strophen kille. Rapper werden kreidebleich, weil Para jeden Beat zerreißt. Aus Zeitvertreib, vertreib ich gleich, verschellen uns der Fick dein Heim.
Global massacre from Germany to the USA. 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 It's Cobra Immortal, I'm getting it all. Coming in muscles, I'm getting my strong. From Germany to the USA. Sit out here getting on my pay. It's over game, it's over shame. Y'all wasn't out here, they ready on me. Cobra Immortal, they're doing my thing. I'm still on the hand and I'm rolling the day. All the way from the USA back to Germany. I cut the track just like surgery. Y'all boys ever heard of me? These local rappers, they on my own. I'm universal just like in the records. Cobra Immortal, my powers diminished. Never I'm gonna be so reckless and so reckless. Y'all better than so. See who's hitting up on the show. All the way back from the Germany to the USA. Selling the talk to Russia to Nigeria. Back to Tanzania. Cobra Immortal, I'm getting it all. Back away from Africa. Cobra Immortal, Cuba. Sanding on up to Canada. Mexico, it's going on. All the way to Australia. Got some soldiers on my troops. Your boys out here, some booty boots. Cobra Immortal, I get in her own. Sitting them hiding, I scoop my troop. Global massacre from Germany to the USA. Global massacre from Germany to the USA. Global massacre from Germany to the USA. Global massacre from Germany to the USA.
Denn du suchst sie schon seit 5 Tagen. Denn du suchst sie schon seit 5 Tagen.
Global massacre from Germany to the USA. Global massacre from Germany to the USA. Global massacre from Germany to the USA. Global massacre is from Germany to the USA.
Alrighty. So, we are back, and we're going to start off with, what is your opinion, Cobra Immortal, on the music industry now, from back then?
My opinion on that, bro, is I kind of feel like we were talking, last night, that a lot of the music of today is it's not very creative to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that a lot of them are being programmed by the labels, and they're dictating on what music needs to be out and what needs to be heard, and it kind of feels like, it's like it's all recycled and it's very simple. It doesn't have a message behind it. It doesn't have any type of substance to it, and it's something I try to get into it, but I really couldn't, get into it. Not to say that the artists themselves are that bad, but it's just the direction of music where it's headed is more about gimmicks, being a gimmick instead of actually an artist with real raw talent. So I feel like it's mainly gimmicks over talent these days, and it's like it's going into a different direction.
Mm-hmm. Very much true. All right. What can you tell us? What is your knowledge about the pioneers of hip hop?
My knowledge of the pioneers of hip hop is very, very accurate. I was able to see hip hop come out, the late 70s, throughout the 80s, when it all really started, and how it progressed throughout the late 80s, early 90s, in the 2000s. Like the pioneers of hip hop is, you got your NWAs, you got Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, Fat Boys, just to name a few. And hip hop really started out on the East Coast in New York, so it was more about the culture and the history. And the good thing about it is we have still the pioneers who were around, who created hip hop back in the day, are still around to be able to tell their side of the story. So I'm very familiar with the pioneers of hip hop, and they're continuing to contribute their mark in history to make hip hop strong and make it great again.
Mm-hmm. All right. In terms of the art form itself of hip hop, do you feel that the art form, and this is not the culture side of it, but the art form itself, do you find that it's fading away?
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like it's, the people that are coming up now, I feel like that they're not respecting the art form, of where it comes from. And, it's that direction that it's headed. You know what I'm saying? If we don't straighten it out now, the industry is going to be prehistoric, like the dinosaurs. You know what I'm saying? They're going to cease to exist. And the art form, the reason why the art form is dying out, because it's not the creativity. They don't have a lot of creative thought process in the music these days. So if you don't have creative thought process in the music, the art form is going to die off. So I just feel like it's just all about making money, and that's all they care about. They don't care about how it looks or how it sounds. No respect for the art form anymore.
No, like you were talking about yesterday, you said about like the business, it's more business than art.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's 90% business, 10% talent. It's all about how the industry is changing. Everybody wants to make $1 off of it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is, everybody's got their hand in the cookie jar. So it's kind of like, when you got so many hands in the cookie jar, it's gonna not leave that much left for the artist. And it's all about people trying to make $1 off of you. The music industry it's a cutthroat business. It's all about just like I was saying about making money. It's not about seeing the artist really succeed in their gifts or their talent. It's all about, as long as they making money off of it, they can care less if the artist's career succeeds or fails.
Alright, so going from yesterday about making it in this industry, how much of a level of professional do you think we have to be as artists? What level of professional?
It's got to be supreme professional. You know what I'm saying? On a scale of 1 to 10, it's definitely got to be a 10 because, professionalism is what makes you the artist. It's what solidifies your brand. It's kind of like, if you go into a restaurant somewhere, it's why do you go back to that restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
You can have an award-winning product, but if that customer service isn't up to par, that award-winning product is out the window. So you got to have the product, which is you, the brand, but outside of that, you definitely got to have the professionalism. It's all about being on time. It's all about being precise and consistent with what it is that you do. Always look people in the eye when you're dealing with, club promoters or artists or producers. Look them in the eye. Always be on time, and let them know that you really are serious, about, doing what you're doing. So you definitely got to have that professionalism, because that professionalism is quality. Everything from, you as the artist to how your music sounds. Your music is a reflection of you. If your music is not properly, professionally mixed and mastered, if you don't take your music seriously, then how do you expect everybody else to do it, especially in the mainstream industry, if that's where you're trying to go to? You know what I'm saying?
No, that makes sense.
Professionalism is everything. You gotta show people that what makes you different than the next artist. You know what I'm saying? What makes you stand out versus artist number B or C or D. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure. All right, so what quotes do you think the next generation of artists need to take into consideration when they get into this industry from the pioneers?
Like I said, man, a lot of the younger artists that's coming out, it's kind of like when we were out. You know what I'm saying? Like when we were coming up, we respected the culture of it. You know what I'm saying? Without the pioneers, if you think about it, if it wasn't for Mozart, if it wasn't for Beethoven, if it wasn't for Johann Sebastian Bach, there wouldn't be no music. There wouldn't be us. And then you go into contemporary times, you had Elvis Presley, the Beatles, the Rat Pack, Sammy Davis Jr. These people are iconic figures that left their mark in the music. And to me, it's like, respecting the pioneers. Do research. Find out what they did to make themselves successful. Because without those pioneers, hip hop and rap, pop music, and all of that, it wouldn't exist without the mark or the legacy of the pioneers who did it. So the younger artist needs to research and understand and respect the culture.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to protecting yourself as an artist, where do you think people need to go?
You definitely make sure that your name is trademarked and protected. Definitely make sure that your music is copywritten and published. So that way you're protected on all angles. If somebody tries to steal your song or steal your name or something like that, then you already have the proper paperwork. Also too, to protect yourself in this industry, also make sure you get some good legal advice too. Make sure that you have a good attorney, preferably an entertainment lawyer that specifies in the music business, because they can kind of teach you and show you what to look for in a contract and what the negotiation is. So you definitely got to make sure that your name is protected or trademarked, your music is copywritten and published, and make sure that you have good legal advice and a legal team around you to protect you from signing a bad contract.
Agreed. But I would say not make those moves until you're actually making money off your music, because Nobody wants to really do anything with your music until you're making money off it.
Right, exactly. That's the way that it is, man.
Okay. So let's talk promotion. What key things would you give an artist for promotion?
Well, like I said, with social media is kind of like it's hit or miss. With me, I feel like there's some advantages to social media, and then there's some disadvantages. I feel like social media made the artist, really the whole industry, kind of lazy. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, they don't ever talk about the things that happened back in the day where artists that were traveling from city to city, to state, they had to, they would go and perform for, back in the day, $5, $10, maybe $50 a night, back in the day. And I feel that social media it could be very, very helpful too. It could be very useful. I mean, you definitely have to promote yourself, and you got to stand behind your brand as the artist. And you start with, family or friends, because, word of mouth is one of the biggest means of promotion. You can have people that share and like your music, and then over a period of time, once you develop the name, your name is going to bring in revenue. So over a period of time, if you're still doing everything independently, you can afford to promote your products the effective way, whether it's via on television, or through a podcast, or a 30-second promo video. It's all about standing behind your brand and getting people behind your brand so they can get familiar with you, to where it'll help build your name a lot bigger.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So in terms of music, you say you started your music path at a young age, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, did you always just rap, or did you also play instruments back in your young years?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I was a part of a church choir back in the day, and then once I got in to junior high school, grade school, I played the trumpet from 6th grade all the way until I graduated from high school. I was in a marching band. We won competitions and things like that. And I felt like playing an instrument also helped me become, a better performer. It showed me a lot of discipline and respect for music, and getting out there and performing in front of people. So I feel like playing an instrument helped me become a better performer.
Well said. Yeah, I would believe that would help after, because it's practicing you in front of an audience and showing.
Yes, absolutely. Indeed.
Alright. So, we'll go with a common question. How's the weather over there?
Tell you what, man, Missouri weather is definitely, it's crazy. One day it'll rain. Next day it might be, 60, 70 degrees. It's, in November, it's a weird time of year, and all of that. So you never know. One day it might be 60 degrees. The next day you might have 3, 4, 5 inches of snow on the ground. So you never know. But for the most part, it's kind of chilly on a Friday, but, I'll take it because it's not real cold.
Oh, okay. So I know you do the, writing music and stuff like that. Have you ever thought of going into making your own music, like beats?
Yeah, actually, when I first started out, I was producing tracks for my group that I was in back in the day, and for, different artists within my group. You know, we started off as 3 people, and at first, before I became, you know, I was wanting to be an artist, but then I also had an ear for production. And once I found out that I was more, my strength was more into writing and performing the song, actually, as opposed to promote or producing the song. I felt like I would just leave the production to the pros and let me do what I do as far as writing and performing the songs and recording.
Okay. And are you a rapper, or do you also do versatility, like do singing as well, not just?
Yeah, I definitely, you know, I started off as a singer.
Okay.
Before I actually started writing music, and you know, I wrote my first rhyme at the age of 19. You know, and I always kind of wanted to be a recording artist and a rapper, but I really didn't know at the time of how I wanted it to actually sound. It's kind of like I was so new to it. Like, man, what do I call myself? You know, what am I going to write about? What am I going to rap about? I did it mainly. I got the inspiration from my life story. You know, what I've been through and what I've seen in life and in music, you know, and the different world events that changed our world. So I always had an ear for production, but I felt like my strongest strength was, you know, writing, performing, and recording the music.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a short musical break and play one of your songs again.
Yes, sir. Actually, I sent you a few ones too to your email, so
all right.
See if you got those as well.
All right.
Shout out to FRP Radio, One Love, CI in the building. Appreciate everybody tuning in and showing love. You heard me?
Like I said, I tried to make these live interview questions a little different than the ones I asked yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have Smash 'Em All.
What up, big dog? Hey, bro, pull out 100 G's out of the safe, man. Make sure it's all there, put it in a bag. I may do the swooping in a sec. But right now, I'm finna go out there and smash all these rappers, man, cause a lot of these rappers be talking trash, man. They afraid of me, big dog. The industry is too, that's the reason why they don't want me in. I'm too turned up to be turned down. Yeah, what a rush. I'm always ready to attack when I spit these raps. Y'all boys ain't ready for me. Hot boy gonna fill up with the wrath of the minutes, making all my enemies retreat. 10,000 feet, you can find me sitting here puffing on sticky green. And me and my G's, that's a hard industry. We ducking, dodging for the police. Heavy haters seeing devil like a watch split screen. Hit him real hard like a German blitzkrieg. Y'all too slow, let them on light speed. Me and my team supreme elite. Real shout out to the real OGs who put me on game when the streets raised me. They taught me how to stack my G's. Keep your eyes open for the snitch around me. Rapping so funny, tell lies and riddle. Try to play me out like a violin or fiddle. Heavy girlfriend sitting in the middle. Throw so good it'll make you giggle. Lyrics so lethal like a 45 blast. When I step out to the club I mash. You fun boys ain't ready for me when I'm coming out the smash. Be careful what you say to me. Conversation all this hating that you do. Gives me inspiration. You acting all funny like you hustling with the cat. Come back from me, bro. Hey, I'm out here trying to smash them all, 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 smash them all. Action packed with the bonus features. You can hear me breaking through your speakers. You finally caught up with the rap Reaper. No, I'm glad to meet you. I ain't scared none of you counterfeit rappers. Guarantee that them things will catch them. In the West they call them slappers. These rappers are Hollywood actors. I come through mowed down like a tractor. The Illuminati, what besides these factors? Lyrics so hot like a fire breathing dragon. I'm more powerful than you possibly imagine. Viciously, dog, you know I'm special. Better catch up like Hines, I'll catch you. Fans looking for that next transaction. Can't give them that satisfaction. My cash flow, I'm serious. What you say is oblivious. Bars so crazy, delirious. Even my critics are curious. My pain is my aggression. The hustle is my weapon. Better get about my direction when I'm in the intersection. Be careful what you say to me. Conversation all this hating that you do. Gives me
them all, smash 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 them all. Hey, yo, Cobra, what's up? These rappers scared of me. Why is that? They don't want me in this industry. How come? They know when I'm on, I'm gonna blow. What you gonna do? Ride in the Phantom Road real slow. Gonna stunt? Yeah, bro, you know I'm gonna stunt. All black Rolls Royce tinted out when I pull it up. Gonna make a man. Damn right, you know I make a man. Canaries shining, stay shining when out here on smash. Be careful what you say to me. Conversation all this hating that you do. Gives me inspiration. You acting all funny like you hustling with the cat. You don't match for me, bro. Hey, I'm out here trying to smash. Smash them all, 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 smash them all.
Alrighty.
Smash them all, smash them all, smash them all.
All right.
Yeah.
You had a statement you had said in there in your lyrics about getting inspiration from the haters. Can we speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, you know, like when the thing is, when I made that song, I was kind of going through a pivotal point in my career. At that point in time, I felt like I was at the crossroads of my career. But basically, you know, we was talking last night that where I'm from, we're not taught to dream. You know, if you start thinking and acting and talking about, you know, you want to be a rapper, you want to be an artist or something like that, you become an outcast. And usually when people get mad at you, when they feel that or they see that you're on your way to success. And being successful to me, or actually quote unquote making it, is having ownership of your music and doing what you love to do. So the haters, I got a lot of haters, man. They fuel my fire. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, haters make you famous no matter what they try to say or what they try to do. You know, if you go out, if a person goes all day worried about what another man, another woman is doing and what they doing to get ahead, to me, I feel like haters are just your undercover fans. You know what I'm saying? It's like they mad because they see what you doing and how you doing it, and they trying to find your secret. So the haters, you know, we kind of talked about ones that are within my family or outside of my family. The haters is what gives me the inspiration because they add fuel to the fire. Mm-hmm. And because of that, they have created a monster, a lyrical monster, from all that stuff that they try to do and try to, you know, stop by playing. But yeah, the haters, they definitely give me inspiration, and definitely I got your haters are your fans, so you just got to keep doing stuff to keep them talking.
That's another perspective to think about it, because usually when you think haters, they're not usually your friends.
Right. You know?
Or fans.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, in terms of qualities you think an artist would have, what would you say that an artist should have, qualities-wise?
I think in order to be, you know, solidified as a great artist, I think you got to have, you definitely got to have character, and you got to have charisma. You know what I'm saying? Those are two things that you got to have, qualities that you got to have of being an artist. One, actually two of many qualities that you got to have. Definitely professionalism, and you definitely got to be humble in this business, and also you got to be able to withstand the punches of the critics too. You know, you got to be able to take all forms of criticism, negative or positive, but that's where your characteristics come in, and your charisma comes in as an artist. So I feel like those are some of the qualities that you gotta have.
Mm-hmm. All right. What do you guys think? Got some questions?
CI in the building. FRP in the building. What up?
All right. So, we were talking a little bit on famous quotes, and what do you think was a really good quote to take away and to remember when you go into the music industry that was said by a pioneer?
It's kind of like, like what we was talking about, last night, with the quote from Plato. Music it's a universal art form that everybody can relate to, no matter what part of the earth that you come from. And we've also had, we've had a lot of good musical pioneer quotes, but we also had a lot of good political quotes too, And it's I just think, man, really believe in yourself when no one else will. I mean, that's a quote from yours truly, and that's something that I abide, by the laws of the music, because the music industry has laws in them, just like everything else, and you have to abide by certain codes of the law. So I feel like, believe in yourself when no one else will is a very powerful quote that many of us can, identify with and relate to. So as long as you believe in yourself, man, and knowing where you headed, that's all that matters. Just keep pushing forward.
Okay. And speaking on the codes of music, what would you say are the big ones of that code?
I would have to say one is be original. Number two is never. It's if you got an issue or a problem with somebody, it's best to address them in person. Really don't shoot at anybody unless you're ready to take shots back. And I see a lot of different artists over the years. They would have, personal beefs and personal vendettas with different people. I feel like being original, staying in your lane, respect the culture, respect the game, and just those are just some of the few things that you gotta have to respect the code. It's like the code of the streets. It's like you have to expect what comes when you out there. It's like whether it's harassment by the cops or whatever it may be. It's like you just gotta expect the unexpected, and that's the way with the music industry too. Just respect the codes, man, and you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. So in terms of you said you produced back in the day. What advice were you given by the people that produced produced when you produced music for other people? What advice were you giving those artists when they were sending in their music to you?
Well, it's kind of like I really didn't stay with the production side, really too long, because I've had a couple of other people that was in my group
Mm-hmm.
that produced the music. So I kind of felt like my strength was more the writing as
Okay.
the production. But even when I was, producing, I would always ask the artist, give me something to build around your sound. Give me something that where the tracks that I was producing was tailor made strictly for that artist, because each artist is his own unique person and they got their own sound and style. So I kind of, when I was producing beats for some of my boys in my group back in the day, I was like, give me something that I can work with, So what we would do is, while they were reciting their lyrics to me, I was sitting there creating on the keyboard,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like building around their message or what they were trying to do. So I felt like, give me something that I can build so I can see your vision of where you want to go. And then we could put it together and make it happen.
All right. Well said, Cobra. Let me see here. Take me through the process of how you come up with a song.
What I do is, I feel like at the time, whatever you're going through at the time, good or bad, I feel like that's your best way to create music, because your best music comes out when you're facing a certain situation. So what I usually do is I listen to the track or the instrumental. I'm a thinking man, so I'm always thinking of, different ideas. I remember one time, it's kind of funny, I was at my house and I woke up at different, certain part of the night, and I was like, man, I got this idea. So what I did was I actually put a piece of paper on my wall. So all I got to do is roll over when I'm sleeping. I got a pen right there, and I start writing my ideas down. So what I usually do is I'll listen to the track first, start building off of that. I write the hook, because the hook or the main chorus is the most catchiest remembered part that everybody's going to remember of that song. So I start with the hook first, and then I fill everything in with my verse, because it's like I build my verse off my hook. So the hook is the most important thing that's going to stand out about that song. So I stand out with the hook first, write it, recite the song to where I don't need the paper or the tablet, and I'll just go in there and just drop that song right then and there when I go to the recording booth. But mainly I start with that hook first. I make sure that hook is where it needs to be, and then I fill it in with the verse.
Okay. All right. So when you go perform live, what advice would you give young artists when they're first going to perform, like to help them get on that stage and really shine, per se?
Well, at the very beginning, is do the mirror test. I tell people, get a mirror, one that they can, look at, that they can see their whole body. And basically rehearse, like you're doing a live performance in front of people. And, take it from me, I performed at a lot of different places. Not so good places, and not so bad places neither, but they're the type of places that you don't want to get caught after dark. But I look at it as, you got to conquer your stage fright first, conquer your fears. That's where the mirror part comes in at. You look at yourself on how you move and, different things like that. My instructor from back in high school, he had told me that you perform for, no matter if it's one person or 100,000, you perform, you don't change your dynamics of how you perform. So I performed at a lot of places where there were like 5 people, 10 people, maybe 20, maybe even 100. But I still keep that same energy. You got to have that energy. You got to be able to connect with the audience. Because if you don't connect with the audience, you're going to lose the first few minutes, few seconds of when you perform. You want to be able to grasp the attention of that audience. Because if you grab attention of that audience, not only is it going to help your album sales, but it's also going to help you sell out shows and events too. Because when they remember your name, they're like, man, dude gave a good quality show, and no matter where he performs at, we got to go see him. So perform in front of use the mirror, and then perform in front of a small group of people before you go into public places like your family, if you got them that support you, or your friends, or whoever, and perform and conquer your stage fright if you got it, and just go out there and get your best and do your best and connect with the audience, and you're definitely gonna go far.
All right. I really like.
And you also
Nope.
you also got to have the proper stage etiquette too. You know, how you hold your microphone, how you're dressed, because when you perform a song, you're marketing and promoting that song, and you're selling yourself as the brand. You know, Cobra Immortal is a brand. So whenever I perform, not only am I marketing and promoting Cobra Immortal, the brand, but I'm also marketing and promoting the music of Cobra Immortal too.
All right. Well, guys, we're coming to the end of this broadcast. Any last-minute questions before we consider this a close? Please share the live. This will be on YouTube. And thank you very much again, Cobra Immortal, for sitting down and chatting with Fly Radio and Podcast.
It was my pleasure, brother. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a guest on your show. I'll definitely be, sharing it to all of my followers and supporters so they can start, they can continue to keep in touch with what you do and all of that stuff like that. So I'm definitely going to get the word out. Shout out to Canada, FRP Radio, Flow Flyer. Check him out. All of his music on SoundCloud and various websites, music websites, and salute to everybody tuning in. I appreciate the love, man.
And since I'm just going to make sure that we have no other further questions, if you guys come up with any questions, you can email them to flyradio@gmail.com. When we get another interview with Cobra Immortal, we will surely address those questions.
Yes, sir.
And Cobra Immortal, since we are signing off, do you have any further questions for the host?
No, sir, not at this time, brother. Like I said, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your podcast, get your shows out there. And like I said, I definitely will be following you, of course, sharing all of your stuff to all of my supporters. So it's we're part of the musical family now. So we definitely got to look out for one another and support one another. And that's what it's all about.
And please be sure to purchase the Cobra Immortal Smash 'Em All album. And donate to the Cobra Immortal campaign.
Absolutely. I appreciate everybody that purchased the Smash 'Em All album, which is available right now for on CD. We also do international shipping as well. And also make your contribution to the Cobra Immortal GoFundMe campaign. I'm raising money for a worthy cause to help further my career. And that's the reason why I started that campaign. So make sure that you go out and purchase your album, Smash 'Em All. Also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I got music on Spotify, Apple Music, and iTunes. Make sure you follow me there. Also on YouTube. And much love to everybody that tuned in tonight. I appreciate it.
And tomorrow night we will be, tomorrow, around sometime tomorrow, we will be doing a music playing of everybody's music. So please, there will be a little post on the Fly Radio and Podcast page saying, please post your music links in the comments. And, thank you all for tuning in. This has been a Fly Radio and Podcast, FRP, live interview with Cobra Immortal.
Yeah. That's
Salute.
what's up. That's what it do.
We're out.
Salute. We out.